Hello. Before we get into episode 391 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run, I want to go over something, probably should address, since it's probably a question a lot of you are going to be having. Obviously, this is the first recording I'm doing since, Bray Wyatt passed away. And Bray I was using in this series quite heavily on SmackDown, He was building to something towards SummerSlam. And obviously with what's gone on now, I'll probably just not be using him anymore. He'll probably just be gone from the series from this point forward. Obviously the whole story, if you couldn't tell, was leading to The Fiend and Uncle Howdy in a Firefly Funhouse or some sort of cinematic match at SummerSlam. And at that point, honestly, I had no idea what I was going to do with his character anyway. So if you want to pretend that that still happened, then that was his send-off, then be my guest. It's just, I don't really... it's just my personal preference on booking things like this. I don't particularly feel like he should still be in the save anymore, because I'm weird about things like that. It's just a personal preference. You do you if you still want to book him. It's just, it feels off to me. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly address that, and now do enjoy the rest of SmackDown. Hello and welcome to episode number 391 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. This is going to be SmackDown here for week 4 of July 2023, the first show since Evolution, and I'm King of the Ring. We're on the road to SummerSlam. I am a long way behind real life because I've been busy with work and doing other stuff and going to AEW, but we're moving. I'm going to try my best to get as close to being caught up as I can because it's September next week. And I'm still in July. So, yeah. But this show is quite stacked. We do have Kevin Owens against Seth Rollins. We do have... what else do we have? I can't remember everything else. It's been so long since I've recorded. Well, the celebration of the new King, Queen of the Ring, Io Sky and LA Knight. Yeah. A US title match. Swerve Scott against Pete Dunne. And a whole lot more. So without any more further ado, though, let's jump straight into the show. The show kicks off with the King of the Ring himself, LA Knight. Yeah. And he says, "Let me talk to you." Now, ladies and gentlemen, keep your mouths quiet because the King is talking. You see, Saturday night, you had 4 of WWE's very best going at it. You had that social media scumbag, Logan Paul. You had the 14-time world champion, Randy Orton. You had Seth freaking Rollins. And you had the one true favorite, the megastar himself. You had LA Knight. Now I know a lot of people looked at me as the underdog. They said, "What's this guy got that the other 3 don't have, huh?" Well, I'll tell you what I've got. I've got the undeniable cavalcade of a king. And now I stand here, your 2023 King of the Ring, and I wasted no time calling my shot. Okay, so at SummerSlam, Carmelo Hayes, you've been ducking me since the first day after WrestleMania, and you beat John Cena even before you became the World Heavyweight Champion. Well, guess what? Pay up, because rent's due. You're currently keeping that seat warm on the top of LA Knight's Kingdom, and come Tokyo, Japan, there's only going to be one person carrying that belt home, and it ain't going to be Carmelo Hayes. It's going to be the new World Heavyweight Champion, with everybody saying, L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that I'm about it. No question about it. Yeah, you know that I'm about it. Getting it till I got it. Yeah, you know that I'm about it. No question about it.
Out comes Trick Williams. He goes, "Oh, listen here, King. Okay, you think you're the king, but I don't see you wearing the crown. Okay, I only see one person on this brand wearing the crown, and it ain't LA Knight. No, it's Carmelo Hayes. It's him, the World Heavyweight Champion. So, you talk your talk, you come out here running your mouth, you think you got the gift of the gab, but nobody got the gift of the gab quite like Tricky Willie, because I'm about it. And I goes, well, I see the king already seems to be running scared of the true king here on SmackDown. So he sent his little court jester out here to come and try and give it lip with LA Knight. Yeah. Now come in this ring, Tricky. Come on. You know, you remind me a lot of yourself. A lot of myself. Except, without all the things that make LA Knight, yeah. So how about, kid, you say Mello ain't here tonight because he's a coward, because he's scared of going toe-to-toe in this ring on this microphone with LA Knight, the king of the ring. But I'll see him at SummerSlam. So tonight, you go stepping on back there, you put your little low ring gear on, LA Knight will do the same, and we have ourselves a main event tonight. Yeah. So there's our main event, Trick Williams against LA Knight. Michael Cole, he's back. Awful staff member gimmick. Okay. Oh no, Michael Cole's gimmick can be penalised for being used in lengthy matches. Oh fuck. Anyway, we move on to our opening match. Because an 87, that's actually a lot lower than I thought. Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, following their issues from last week, they're opening up the show. I thought, because we're opening up with the show, we're closing with the EO segment. So just a banger opening match, Seth Rollins against Kevin Owens. And yeah, it's Kevin Owens in 25 minutes who defeats Seth with a stunner. 97 for Seth, 84 for Kev. And yeah, that's sort of, got Seth. Kevin Owens, one half of the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Beat him and Sammy beating Cesaro and Daniel Bryan at King of the Ring. And now they're moving on to SummerSlam to defend the belts, I guess, if they can get that far. Then after the match, Sammy's celebrating with Kev when ring spot correspondent Pat McAfee gets into the ring. And he goes, Kevin, Sammy, boys, what a win. The first time in your WWE careers you two are tag team champions together. After you've traveled the world together, how does it feel finally becoming tag team champions here in WWE? And Kevin goes, I've won every single other championship in the company apart from a tag team championship. So now my Grand Slam is officially complete. And I can't think of a better person to do it alongside than Sammy. Sammy, we've had our ups and downs, but he's like a brother to me. And we're going to hold these... sorry. We're going to hold these championships for as long as we damn well please. And Cesaro and Bryan, I know Cesaro went off to ECW, so we might not see him around here anytime, but we'd be open to facing those guys again because those are our friends and they took us to the limit. They went to war in the main event at King of the Ring. And then Seth Rollins grabs the mic. He storms into the ring pissed off and he grabs the mic. He goes, no. Stop this. Okay, you got lucky tonight, Kevin, because my head isn't all in the game because I got screwed out of being King of the Ring and now I don't have a match at SummerSlam. Okay? Now you think you're going to be the champions for however long you think. Well, I say, when your championship reign ends, and I say that the next chances for your championship are a lot closer than you may think they are. And then Kevin and Sammy turn around and they're laid out by a pair of super kicks from Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, who stand over Kevin and Sammy lifting the belts up high. And Seth just laughs. Good luck, boys. Good luck, boys. Then see Candice. She's obviously not best pleased. She's walking through the hallway, kind of pissed off. When Sonya Deville walks up to her, she's like, "Oh, look who it is! It's the former women's world champion." I guess what do you want, Sonya? She's like, "Oh, nothing. Last year at Evolution when I main evented the pay-per-view, I left as the champion. Okay, more than you can say for you because you're a loser who then got beat up by a bunch of rookies." Candice goes, well, funny you should say that because, I'm not exactly in the best mood tonight. I'm looking for a fight, okay? And if you want to come out to me, giving me all this, trying to piss me off even more than I'm already pissed off, you look like the perfect sparring partner. Or not even sparring partner, punching bag for me to take my frustrations out on. So I'm going to go talk to Pierce and get us a little match made, Sonya. Thanks. And she walks off, and Tony's just like, oh, wait, no, don't fight. Don't go to Pierce. Speaking of interviews, Seth storming through the hallway. Because I've had enough. This show is bullshit. And Kayla goes, Seth, what's the matter? He goes, what do you mean, what's the matter? Okay, I'm being disrespected here on SmackDown. I'm the best damn wrestler, not only just in this brand, not only just in this company, but in the whole world, Kayla. And you've got LA Knight running around as king of the ring. You got Kevin Owens cheating to win. Kayla, it's Seth Rollins hasn't got a match for SummerSlam because of bullshit like this. Okay, and he goes to walk off. He's like, well, actually, that's actually why I was in part sent to come and speak to you. Seth goes, what important information could you possibly have from me? She's like, well, Pierce, he said it was really important and that you guys should come to his office. And I was like, you guys? Me and who? And Kayla goes, I don't know yet, but somebody. And Steph's like, huh. And he walks off. 65. In the Chase U Rules match, I said this to be a chaotic match, overbooked, because it is. It's, a street fight, but with like chalkboards and like textbooks and actual school desks instead of actual tables around ringside that one of the witches would take a bump through. Chase U Rules, and in the end it is Thea Hale and Haley Paul who pick up the win when Morgan and Hams, the friends and also rivals of the witches, come to the aid of the Chase U girls and help her win. Thea apparently submits Iona Webb with that sharpshooter. Yeah, just nice and fun, and Chase U get the win. 77 for Alba, 47 for Iona Webb, 43 for Thea Hale, and a 50 for Haley Paul. Big win for Chase U. We then head to Pierce's office, and he's just in there, like, on the phone to somebody. We can't hear what he's saying or who he's talking to, and he goes, I'm going to have to call you back. Went into the room, which Tiffany Stratton and Mariah May. Tiffany's got her face in, one of those broken face masks, but it's, like, glittery. And then she just hands Pierce a note. She's like, what is this? She's like, it's my medical bill. Pierce's like, your medical bill? For what? For my face? Okay. I was supposed to be... Evolution was supposed to be our night, okay? The fashion capital of the world. Little old me, little Tiff back in Paris. And then that disgusting... Becky Lynch comes out and punches me in the face. Breaks my damn nose. Okay? This is on you, Pierce. You're paying for my recovery. Pierce is going to go, yeah, you see, part of signing a contract to be here in WWE is, injuries happen, Tiff. So, toodles out of my office. And she goes, well, that's actually really disrespectful and rude of you. And you're going to be hearing back from me, Pierce, because I don't like the way you treat your talent around here on SmackDown. And he goes, okay, bye. And Tiffany and Mariah May walk out. Then in walks Daniel Bryan. And he goes, you called me in here, Pierce? And Pierce goes, yes, actually. I have a important proposition for you regarding SummerSlam. Bryan's like, what? What is it? He goes, you see, it's something you said a while ago that really intrigued me, and I think now it might be possible. We just need to, talk it through. And then the camera goes, or the screen fades to black, and we don't hear what he says to Bryan. We then come back. Kayla Braxton is backstage with her guest, Ilya Dragunov. She says, Kayla says, Ilya, a king of the ring, you came up short in that fatal four-way to become the world heavyweight champion. And Ilya cuts off. He goes, I came up short not through my own faults, Kayla, but because of this weird rivalry within Dolph Ziggler and Damian Priest. You see, those guys, they're off of SmackDown now, so now SmackDown continue to be the land of the Shah. But there lies one small problem, and that problem is that LA Knight won the right to wrestle Carmelo Hayes for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. But I remain the most intense, the most dominant, the most brutal man here on SmackDown. And I'm willing to prove it against anyone else who thinks they can take that mantle from me. He turns around and he face to chest with Omos. And then he looks up and Omos is just looking down at him. And Bivens walks into the frame and he goes, most dominant, most intense. We'll see about that. And then him and Omos walk off. 63 rated match. Bronson Steiner just destroys Santino Marella. I've got him under contract for like another appearance or something. So yeah, just to follow up on the King of the Ring match. No Scott in sight. Bronson just kills Santino in like 2 minutes with a Steiner recliner. 86 for Bronson, 46 for Santino. And then after the match, he grabs that strap again. He like wraps the strap around Santino's face and he locks in the Steiner recliner, pulling at the strap. Santino's screaming in pain, tapping out. Keith Lee comes running out. And then him and Keith and Bron go face to face. And Bronson takes a mic and he goes, see what happens, Keith? See what happens when I haven't got that stupid ass old man screaming behind my back, telling me what to do? Okay? This is what happens. You think this is funny? This man, this legend's blood is now on your hands, Keith. So how about it? You think you can stop Bronson Steiner, the most badass man here on SmackDown? Why don't you prove it? He twiddles the strap around his wrist, and he grabs the other end of the strap and just throws it at Keith Lee. And he's like, me and you, SummerSlam, Tokyo, Japan, in a strap match. And Keith, he sort of like looks down at Santino. He looks across at Bron, pissed off, and he puts his hand through the other end of the strap. And he grabs the mic and he goes, your challenge, Mr. Steiner. Consider it accepted. I'll see you in Tokyo. Now he like pulls him in close with like the strap and like just grins at him before he walks off. So yeah, strap match finally booked. Bronson Steiner, Keith Lee, SummerSlam, Tokyo. Should be a hoot. Then head back to Pierce's office. And he's still talking to Brian. And Brian goes, I mean, if you can get it done, you know I'm in, okay? I've never been more in for anything, okay? I actually came here tonight to moan about Cesaro running away to ECW, but this would make up for that, Pierce. And Pierce goes, well, I think it's almost all official. I just got one more person I need to speak to. Brian goes, great. I look forward to it being done. And then as Brian walks out, Cammy walks in. And he goes, can I help you? And she goes, yes. I was just making sure that everything's in order tonight for EO Celebration. And Pierce goes, well, what do you mean by everything's in order? What did you order? That? And he's like, well, got balloons, we need a cake, we need, celebratory party dances, we need just, all kinds of things that, the Genius of the Sky would like. She's the world heavyweight champion, after all. And she needs a champion's welcoming here to SmackDown. I'm going to give it to her. Nothing short of the best will do for the best in the world, okay? Basically goes, well, I saw there was a bunch of boxes that just came earlier on tonight, so made you want to go look through them. Cammy goes, it'll be my pleasure, Pierce. Thank you for allowing such an event here on SmackDown. And hope you enjoy your stay under the new era, the new reign of the Genius of the Sky. 68. Cora Jade and Shantae Washington goes 927. Cora wins with a double underhook DDT. She gets 71. Shantae gets a 42. And after the match, Cora grabs the mic. She goes, okay, well, I don't even need to explain to you why. Normally when stuff like this happens, you're like, oh, why, Cora? Why would you do that? I mean, is it not perfectly obvious? Okay, Bayley and Dakota, they may have got their own issues, and they may think I was going to sit by and be a little crybaby on the side while my two best friends fought each other. No. Okay, because that's something a third wheel would do. And I was never a third wheel of this group. There was no third wheel of Damage Control, okay? There was me, there was Bayley, there was Dakota. And quite frankly, I'm glad that Bayley pushed Dakota off that ladder. because it brought an end to a group I didn't want to be in anymore, because being a part of a trio with two women who you look up to is a great way to get your foot in the door. But I've evolved past that now. I'm my own woman. I'm better than both Bayley and Dakota. So when they're battling to see who's in control, they forgot the most important piece of the puzzle. Out comes Dakota. She goes, Cora, you know, I've always looked at you as like the little sister I never had, okay? So when we formed this group and me and Bayley came together, I was so excited to take you in because I saw that potential in you. But that Cora Jade, she wasn't the Cora Jade who joined Damage Control, you know? We got a completely different Cora Jade, and quite frankly, I don't think I ever liked this one. I mean, granted, you still obviously have the talent. You obviously still got the potential. You were the Liberty Champion for God knows how long. But if you think you could just stroll in here, you may be able to walk over Bayley, because, you know, Bayley was your little mommy when you came in through the door, and she was looking after you like you were a little puppy. You can't do that to me, okay? Because now, I don't want to just kick Bayley's head off. I also want to kick off yours. And out comes Bayley herself. She goes, oh my god, are you two idiots still arguing? Look, okay, Cora, look, I'm sorry for everything I did, okay? But I'm sorry that if you felt like, oh, I wasn't supportive of your career. I mean, I was, because I made you a champion. You wouldn't be a champion if you were still that same old stupid little Cora Jade who walked through the door last year. You're now a real winner, and that's all because of me, so I don't understand why you've got gripes with me, because, like, you'd be nothing without me. And Dakota, you're selfish. Don't try and pretend you're not, because, you know, we, as a group, could have rolled SmackDown with that Money in the Bank briefcase, but no, you didn't want my help, even though with my help you literally won the damn briefcase on SmackDown, pulled it down. But now you're too good for me. And because of this little brat, we're never going to find out which of the two of us is the better one. Of course, like, little brat? Who are you calling a little brat? Okay, I've got just as right to be in control as any of you two did, because last time I checked, you two were the tag champs and I was the single star, and I was carrying the championship around, so you two can fight amongst curtain jerkers and you let the main event girl here do the talking. Bayley goes, I was the SmackDown Women's Champion, thank you very much. And Cora goes, yeah, and you lost it, like, less time than I lost my title, so, ooh, maybe I've overtaken you. And Dakota goes, okay, you two argue. I don't care. Bayley goes, no, you shut up too. It's like, okay, well, there's no point settling this, okay? This is wrestling. This is SmackDown. And Bayley, you think you're the best, and Cora, you think you're the best, and I know I'm the best. Well, if there's only one way I can see that we can settle an argument like this, Evolution, we couldn't get the job done because she got involved. But if SummerSlam, she's already involved, you're involved, and I'm involved, and we find out which of us three really is in control. And Bayley goes, well, your funeral, dummy, because we all know it's me. And Bayley goes to leave, and then I imagine Cora would leave her lane with that DDT. And then Cora would just look at Dakota and smile and walk out. Then cut to Hit Row promo. Top Dollar, Ashanti, and B-Fab are hyping Swerve up. And they're like, yo, you got this, Swerve, you're going to get your belt back. And then he cuts him off. He goes, boys, B-Fab, I appreciate the hype, y'all, I do. But tonight it's Swerve's house, and I gotta do this alone. And he walks out by himself. Swerve got a swollen elbow, that's why this match was shit. Okay, good job, game. It's literally like, fucking, whatever. Anyway, Pete Dunne retains. Turns number 2 of the US title. He beats Swerve 16-02 at the bitter end. 86 for Pete Dunne, 84 for Swerve. Swollen elbow apparently takes the match all the way down to a 73, which it shouldn't. That should be a feat. Alright, I don't know if it is, but like, injury severity should be factored into how much it dings the match rating, because I've had matches where somebody breaks their neck and the match still gets a 92. And I've had matches where somebody stubs their toe and the match goes down to like an 81 or lower. So yeah, it's a bit silly, but it's probably a bit too late in the developmental cycle to bring this up now. So I get it stuck like this until the end of time, which, joy. After the match though, Pete Dunne celebrating. When he's interrupted by Nathan Fraser. He goes, Pete. He goes, congratulations, dude. Like, you're the United States champion, you know. From one Brit to another, you know, it feels a bit weird to see that title on you. But, you know, it is a championship I've always wanted while I was watching wrestling growing up. And now you've done with Swerve, I see you're free for another match at SummerSlam. So, this is my official challenge to you. Pete Dunne, Nathan Fraser, Tokyo Dome.
They wanna talk, well, what they talking about? I see them running their mouth, but they ain't talking loud.
Angelo Dawkins also interrupts, and he goes, yo, don't be thinking about trying to crown a new contender for this United States Championship and not mentioning me, Angelo Dawkins, the true prophet, here on SmackDown. Oh, listen, okay, I get it. You don't think you got the opportunity for the championship, Nathan, and maybe you're right. But last time I checked, I'm a former Intercontinental champion, so I deserve a shot at that United States Championship. David Martin then comes out and he goes, Bonjour. Je m'appelle David Martin, et I am the next United States champion. You see, here on SmackDown, I've yet to be given the title shot. But I think I've earned the right to face you at the SummerSlam.
It's all about family. It's all about the business.
Out comes Tony. He goes, "Oh, wise guy, you go cut it out. You know, capiche? Okay, you're just nothing but a stupid French idiot. Okay, there's only one family here on SmackDown who deserves the change of heart. It ain't the French Connection. It's all Tony D and Tony D's family. Okay, now if you wise guys want to keep running the gabbers in that ring, there's only one person who's going to be that next United States champion. It's going to be Gabagool. It's going to be Tony D. Forget about anything else."
The revolution is televised.
Out comes Buster Gates. He goes, "Well, you know, it seems it's been a bit of a party here that I've not been invited to. Now, you know, you guys are all great. Trust me, you're all great, but you're not absolute like Buster Gates is, okay? And while the revolution is still going to be televised, but we've got a bit of a hold up on what we want to do here because a certain somebody on this show is a coward and afraid to face us. I need to keep myself busy, so if there's a US title shot going, Pete, hand it over." Out comes Santos Escobar, and he goes, No, listen, the LWO is taking over Monday Night Raw, but you're forgetting about one important piece, and that piece is that there's a member of that stable here on SmackDown, and that's Santos Escobar, a former Raw Tag Team Champion, and the next United States Champion, and I'll take on anybody in this ring who can tell me any different.
I came to
Play, there's a price to pay. Time for you to get down on your knees and pray. You can say goodbye to the good old days. They're never coming back. Watch your future.
Out comes The Miz. We haven't seen The Miz since WrestleMania. And he walks out. He's wearing a suit and he goes, "Boys, boys, it's great to see you all again. You know, it's been a while, and I understand that SmackDown's not been so must-see without me on your TV. But fear not, because The Miz is back here in WWE. And I can't help but overhear that all of these 6 people in the ring think they've got what it takes to be the next United States Champion, when out of every single person in that ring, only one man has been United States Champion, and in any of those, it's me. Twice. Okay, so you can keep arguing on about who's going to be the next champion, or Pete can keep giving me that growl, that snarl that he's so famous for, but we all know there's only one. If you want SummerSlam to be the true biggest party of the summer, the most biggest summer blockbuster of all time, the shot's got to go to me. And Swerve also gets back into the ring, and he starts shouting at people off mic, and he goes, "Alright lads, enough. Listen, as the United States Champion, I'm willing to take on as many challenges as you can. So Pierce, I hope you're listening to this, because this is what I say we're going to do. I see 8 of you giving it the big in here, thinking you can be the next one to face me. And I want to face as many of you as I possibly can. So, how about over the next 2 weeks, we run 4 singles matches. And then the 4 winners of those singles matches go on to SummerSlam. And we have a fatal 5-way for this." And then they all sort of nod in agreement. So yeah, we've got the US title situation getting sorted out for SummerSlam. Pete Dunne will defend in a fatal 5-way against any 4 of Nathan Frazer, Angelo Dawkins, David Martor, Tony D'Angelo, Buster Gates, Santos Escobar, The Miz, and Swerve Scott. Singles match qualifiers, there's 4 singles matches. The winners go into the US title match, the losers go home. And yeah, I had nothing for this belt, really, storyline-wise, so I just thought, let's do a big multi-man. Those were always fun. Didn't want to do a ladder match again, because I've overdone those, and they're basically a WrestleMania thing for me now. So, yeah, a 5-way. Like that North American title 5-way. NXT, which was really good. We could do one of those, but for the US title. And potentially have The Miz in it. Or Angelo Dawkins. We then head back to Pierce in the office. And Seth Rollins walks in. He goes, "I hear from Caleb Braxton that you got something you need to talk to me about." And he looks across and Brian's just stood there as well. He goes, "What's he doing here?" And Pierce goes, "Well, my theory, my big proposal for SummerSlam, it involves both of you. It involves Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan." And Rollins goes, "Well, why would I want to fight him? Okay, what's he got to offer me?" And Pierce goes, No. You two will be fighting each other. Just close the door and listen to what I've been planning. Okay, because I think this could make SummerSlam the biggest event in WWE history. An international event to be celebrated for the ages. Spearheaded by Daniel Bryan and by Seth freaking Rollins. And Seth's like, "Oh, I like the sound of that, Pierce." And then we fade out and we don't know what he tells them. 80-rated match. Candice gets a rebound win over Sonya. 80, I guess, is fine. Candice wins 756 of a Lion Soul. She's very aggressive in this match. Pissed off that she's lost her belt and also been attacked by Next Gen. 89 for Candice, 75 for Sonya. Then after the match, Candice does get on the mic and she goes, "Listen here, girls. I get it. There was once a time where I was a rookie too. And to get my big break, boy, did it take a while. Okay, I understand that not everybody wants to wait till they're my age, till they're in their mid-30s to actually get their first big break in wrestling. But you guys have got to learn how to be respectful, okay? You're attacking a woman while she's down, losing her championship in the main event of a pay-per-view. You think that's a good time to not get your ass beat by me, okay? So, wherever you guys go, you guys hide, okay? I know you hide over on Heat, okay? I'll be on Heat, okay? I'm inviting you over to SmackDown. wherever it is. I don't care if there's 5 of you and 1 of me. I'll beat all of your ass. Okay? Because I wasn't Women's World Champion for 100 days for no freaking reason. Okay? And if you think I'm just the next stepping stone for you to walk over to on your forceful rise to the top, guess again. Then Florence, Lara, and Killer Kelly run out. And they're like, Candice, like, don't be... I appreciate the heart, but, like, don't be silly. Like, you're outnumbered 5-1. So, you could probably use some help against these girls. Candice goes, I'm fighting them whether you want to help or not, okay? And then she storms off, leaving Florence, Lara, and Killer in the ring. Just like, okay, guess she's determined about this shit. We then see Angel Garza, Dixie Carr, and Maria Kanellis talking, and he goes, I finally did it. That bum Dexter Loomis away from me, away from my MILFs. And Dick's like, honey, that whole situation could have been avoided if you just paid him for that drawing. He goes, no. I need my money. Because I need to pay for travel to find my beautiful whale. And Dick's like, honey, where even is the painting? He goes, oh, no, I got it right here. Girls, you're coming with me. The quest for the white whale, my golden MILF, officially begins next week. Come along for the ride. And come and find your next friend. So yeah, Garza taking his MILFs on a trip to find this white whale he's been talking about for so long. Next week, though, we've got, as we heard earlier on, the start of the singles matches to determine the next challengers for the United States Championship at SummerSlam. The first of the 4 will be Santos Escobar of the LWO taking on The Miz. His first match since being drafted back to SmackDown. His first match since before WrestleMania, because we haven't seen him since WrestleMania. But he's back, and he's here next week to wrestle for a chance to become the United States Champion. But also next week we've got the other of the 2 matches taking place next week will be David Marto taking on Buster Gates in singles action. And of course, not in that weird United States Championship little mini tournament thing, it's Ilya Dragunov and Omos. Ilya laid out the challenge to anybody on the roster more intense, more dominant, more brutal than him, and the Nigerian Giant is the one who stepped up, and they'll go one-on-one next week. But not next week, in 3 weeks time is SummerSlam in the Tokyo Dome, and here we have a couple of matches announced from the SmackDown side, including the World Heavyweight Championship on the line, as the new King of the Ring, LA Knight, takes on the World Heavyweight Champion Carmelo Hayes. And of course, from the King to the Queen, the 2023 Queen of the Ring winner, Asuka, will face off with the Women's World Champion, Io Sky, in Tokyo in 3 weeks time for the Women's World Championship. And you've got, just announced earlier on tonight, a triple threat match. Who is in control? As Damage Control Civil War kicks off, Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Cora Jade go at it in triple threat action. And it is a strap match as former tag team partners turn rivals, Bronson Steiner and Keith Lee, go to war in Tokyo. AE2 was actually better than I thought. Putting this as the main event had me kind of worried about the show overall, but AE2 is pretty good for being LA Knight against Trick Williams. But yeah, LA Knight does win 12:43 with a gravy train. 85 for LA Knight, 65 for good old Tricky Willie. And nice win for LA Knight of a trick. But that's not the actual quote-unquote main event, because we're closing out with a segment to celebrate the new Women's World Champion. Cammy's in the ring. She's got pictures of Io up, cake, balloons, all sorts of shenanigans. She goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, we tried to warn everybody. Candice, your time was coming and going, and now you've got a problem with the future instead of living in the past. That's okay, but let's look forward to the future, because the future isn't dominated at the top by somebody like Candice LeRae. The future is dominated at the top by the woman who deserves to be at the top, by the best wrestler on this earth, the new Women's World Champion. I give you Io Sky." Out comes Io with the belt. Pyro goes off, and she just stands in the ring, and Cammy's like, Io, okay. First of all, I'm sure everybody here wants to give you a big congratulations on finally winning back a women's championship here in WWE. It's hard to think it's been, nearly 2 years since you last held gold? It's way too long. We don't talk about tag team title runs with Kyrie, where you are making Kyrie feel good. Okay, we're talking about Io Gold, okay? And now, the greatest wrestler on earth, male or female, sits atop the SmackDown throne like she should, okay? And you, all of you, have been disrespectful to this woman for many years, are about to find out why that was a mistake, because this woman, the Genius of the Sky, is dominant. This woman is the best. This woman cannot be beaten, whether it's by Candice LeRae, whether it's by Kairi Sane, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, or even Asuka. So now let's talk about Asuka. Okay, Asuka, the Queen of the Ring. Okay, you came up so close last year. You came just short, miss. And yeah, this year you managed to get the win. Good job. Impressive stuff. But you then made a fatal error by choosing to wrestle the Genius of the Sky at SummerSlam rather than going to face Sasha Banks. You know, somebody you might actually be able to defeat, because history shows Asuka, just like everybody else, just like Candice. Do you not remember Io and you 3 years ago when Io first arrived here on the main roster? Who did she beat in her first single pay-per-view match? It wasn't anybody else. It wasn't Kairi. It wasn't Candice. It was you. It was the heralded, dangerous Empress of Tomorrow, the one we've heard so much legendary lore about, how she's so scary and brutal and she dominates everywhere she goes. The same woman who can't beat the Genius of the Sky, that is. So, you know, you wear your spooky new paint, bring a new mask, change your music, change your hair, change whatever you want, but you're still the same Asuka. But this isn't the same woman you faced 3 years ago. That woman was happy to be here. That woman was, you know, content of being with Kairi and content of pleading to these people who, quite frankly, don't ever give her the respect she deserves. This is a new Io who's out to prove to the world that she is the best. And after so many years of you being called the best, even though Io's already defeated you before, makes us sick. So, Tokyo's a big night for both of you. Tokyo Dome, home country, main event. What could be bigger than that? For a place for the Empress of Tomorrow to be the Empress of Yesterday.
The Empress of Tomorrow.
Out storms Asuka, and she comes to the ring and she goes to spit mist in Io's face, And Io ducks, Cammy takes the mist into the face, and Io and Asuka brawl. Asuka probably kicks Io in the head, she falls to the floor, rolls to the outside. And of course, because there's a cake there, someone's face is going into it. And Asuka rams Cammy's face into the cake to end the show. Yeah, 89 overall rating. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually recorded. So yeah, do let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I'll let you in for... Not let you in. See you on the other side. I don't know why I said let you in. For Velocity. A short and sweet episode of Heat here. Velocity even. Kicks off with an impromptu Trios Championship match. Death from Above's Pistolero, Lindsay Dorado, and Grand Metalik again showed better, but Ari Sterling got a mover's back strain. But they do defeat the Pirates, Ari Sterling and the Booty Twins. Lindsay pins Lewis Booty with a link salt to make defense number 5 of the Cruiserweight Trios titles. 92 for Metalik, 78 for Lindsay, 91 for Pistolero, 82 for Ari Sterling, 61 for Lewis Booty, and a 50 for Ryan Booty. And yeah, just a nice opening fun match. But apparently the injury slowed it down a lot, so it's fine. Thank you, Nene. And then after the match, RJC's on the screen. You probably forget he's the authority figure on this show. But he pops up, and he says that, with SummerSlam coming up, the biggest party of the summer, coming to Tokyo, Japan. Next week, we're going to see 6 Japanese stars in a 6-man tag team match, where the winning team will go to Tokyo to face off against Death from Above for the Cruiserweight Trios Championships. So, participants to be announced, but we don't know who's in it yet. We just know there will be a Japanese fold 6-man tag with a winning team going on to SummerSlam. 79, a nice filler random match here. Zachary Ben-Shahar defeats Roderick Strong, 14-27 with a Champagne Super Knee Bar. 76 for Zachary Ben-Shahar and a 74 for Roddy. Nice. And then our main event gets a 77. It's Mustafa Ali defeating Drew Gulak in 17 minutes and 49 seconds with the 054. 82 for Ali, 78 for Drew. And then after the match, Ali takes the mic, and with Young Sensei defeated, Scripps needs a new challenger. So Mustafa Ali calls out Scripps, for a championship opportunity. And then on the Titantron, Scripps himself doesn't appear. Just imagine the screen is a black screen, and then text is imagine it's being written, but it's also still on fire. If that makes any sense. The animation shows it being written out, but it is still fiery text. So it just says "See you next week." So yeah. Confirmation that next week, Scripps will defend the Cruiserweight Championship against Mustafa Ali. And that ends this week's episode of SmackDown and Velocity. This is a 77. Again, Velocity doesn't really matter. What matters more is what you thought of SmackDown. And I'll see you next time for the first episode of Raw in August. See you then.